Does toxic masculinity even exist? Have men become this toxic? Or have we always been so? Chauvinistic, thirsty brutes who treat women like objects, only there to satisfy a man's sordid desires? Or men that say a woman's place is in the kitchen? Or men that think women aren't smart enough to do anything except imitate something a man has done? But what does it mean to be a toxic male? What is a toxic male? Are masculine men just seen as toxic because they do not bend like male feminists? Because they don't pander to women? Because they bask in their masculinity? But does toxic masculinity even exist? Or is it just a construct to weaken the image of the modern man? What does it mean to be a man nowadays? To just be masculine? To live life as a male, from boy to man? At what point along the journey of life does a man become toxic? Is it the environment? Is it society? Is it something natural in us as men? Something we should rein in? Toxic masculinity is described as men who are overly dominant, aggressive, violent, sexually charged men who care highly about status. Basically, the untamed nature in men. Funny how many women are turned on by such brutish men, especially if they find him attractive. But it's basically a man who has little control of himself. Therefore, he follows his basic manly instincts just to be. But this is why I hate the term toxic masculinity. Because by calling it that, you are saying that men are inherently these sex-crazed, violent animals who beat their chest with each new victory. Men that need to be educated on how to be civil, on how to be good people, on how to be caring soft men that wear pink shirts and cry about their emotions to their female friends, or the wife he may be knowingly sharing with another man. The type of men who sip soy lattes and pee sitting down, who get triggered by men like James Bond in his chauvinistic octopusy ways. The type of men who think feminism can make men great again. Please. See, there is a difference between overly aggressive, sexually violent men and general men who understands what it means to be a man and they embrace it. My problem stems from the tarnishing of men as if we're uncontrollable beasts who need to be sat down and taught to be men. See, I do not believe any of these soft feminine men or women should be the ones creating the narrative of what a man should be. Yes, boys will be boys, because all of the roughness and excitement boys have can actually teach them to become strong, confident men, who not only become good protectors, but good providers as well. Men that are overly aggressive and dangerous, violent and viciously thirsty, these are men with a lack of control, with mental issues, personal issues and so on. But to say that all of this is due to his manliness is rather stupid, because then it's seen as a male problem and not the problem of the individual. Women can be just as toxic as men, as well as those soy-drinking male feminists. They can be toxic also. Being toxic has nothing to do with masculinity, more to do with the person, be they man or woman. Thus, always remember and never forget. Masculinity is more inspirational than toxic. Most of the amazing and beautiful things we see and experience every day came from the mind and heart of a man, of men. Masculinity should not be associated with just the bad aspects of being a male. It should not be said that for a boy to be a boy and for a man to be a man is toxic. Boys will be boys, but from the moment you feminize boys is the moment you are creating a future of soft, weak men. A man in control who understands himself is not toxic. A man without control or lack of understanding of self is a man at the will of his masculinity, can only act rather than take the time to think. So as always, take the time to focus, observe, remember. The world is yours. Have a nice day.